During the introduction, I mentioned one of your, I would imagine one of your first accolades in terms of wrestling titles, your IWC
Oh,
Women's Championship, which you won back in January, I believe. And you have
yes.
held for over 200 days. You recently defended it in a steel cage match. And it's one of your many varied types of wrestling matches that you have added to your varied wrestling acumen. How was that match for you?
I was so excited for that match. I knew a few weeks in advance that it was going to be, I had the opportunity for it to be a cage match. I had the opportunity to also choose whether or not I felt like I was ready to do a match at that level. And because the psychology I thought would be so different. And I was like, I don't even know how to learn how to do that. But I guess you just screw it, just go fight in a cage and use it. So I, this past weekend where I defended the title for the fourth time in the cage match during Caged Fury, and then after that I was flying to Canada for my debut in Canada. I was so excited, and there's so much like building up to it that what happened Sunday before that scared the shit out of me. So I wasn't supposed to be on a match, but then I got put into it on Sunday. I just went to a show and they needed a female wrestler and I was there. I was like, okay. They turned into a triple threat. And I mean, this is wrestling. You're gonna get knocked around in wrestling. This isn't ballet anymore, Ashley, right? So it comes with the territory. But I got a concussion that night. And on last Sunday, and I didn't want to believe that I had it. And like it happened so late on Sunday night that like, man, it happened like I had the whole night in the blurry vision, I finished the match. Okay, cool, good. Vomit. Like it was just I was like, okay, but I'll Google it later because I have to go to work in the morning. So I had a friend drive me home and I didn't know what I would feel like the next day. But Monday I tried to push through my normal work day and just in a process of like all a bunch of things like signing a new lease for a car and stuff. And I was just like trying, all these things. And then like, do I have all my like my airline situation and my hotel situation and this weekend's coming? And then it just like took me out Monday night. And then I was like, okay, let me Google this. Canceled all my clients I'm a personal trainer at a gym. Tuesday, I did nothing. And I just like listened to all my other wrestler friends who've had serious concussions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, the first two things that you don't do is push through and drink caffeine. But I was drinking caffeine to push through because I felt foggy. I was like, I don't have any energy. Like I can't think straight. Like I need coffee. And I didn't really fully grasp the severity of a concussion. And because I was like, man, if it was like a real serious concussion, I'd be out, right? Like I'd need to go to the hospital, but I'm fine. And I was not fine. So then I pushed all my clients back to Thursday and I went back to work Thursday for real. And I was just like, oh shit, like I shouldn't have done that. Like I probably shouldn't have worked at all that week. I was so nervous because I'm like, okay, well, Saturday I have a cage match and it's a title match. And I know I'm not going to cancel that. And then Sunday I'm debuting in Canada. I'm not going to cancel that. So number one thing is just show up, right? So I showed up. I also forgot my passport along the way because it was a back-to-back trip, right? So I had to my house, rushed back to the airport. I went out to security, got my passport, ran back to security. It was such a wild goose chase. And then I made it. I made my flight with like 5 seconds to spare before they shut the door. And I got there and I was very honest with my opponent, with Raylan. And I was like, look, I'm here. I want to do the best that we can. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we need to work around. Are you okay with that? And she was like, I got you. So we did that cage match. I am so proud of it. There was a bunch that I didn't do that I should have done, but we just kind of went off of instinct at that point because whenever we tried to plan something, it went in one ear out the other.
Of course.
I couldn't remember it. I couldn't think straight. Literally, I was on a cloud. And I was like, she said she's got me. So she did. Bless her. I can't wait to wrestle her when I'm 100%. And we did it. We put on a good show. Nobody knew that I was in that condition until like after, and they were like, "Yo, bro, come here!" Like, I needed to know, and that was it. And then I was out, and then I was like, "No, can't go out afterwards. I got to go back to the hotel room and die." I literally like. I was like getting a fever. I got like Dayquil, NyQuil, all the things. And I had 3 hours to rest before my flight to Canada. And then when I got there, I was like, all right, got to be really honest with you. I am feeling better today, but like, this is what I'm dealing with. And everyone was just, first of all, super grateful that I just at least showed up. Even if I showed up and said, hey, I tried, I showed up, and actually I don't feel good at all. Then like, if I really didn't think that, because my opponent's life is in my hands too, right? So like, I'm not going to do anything to them that could put them at risk. But like the things that we were finding that we could do outside of things that like, I'm not going to do freaking like tombstone, whatever, like nothing off the top ropes. Like we're going to keep it level. We're going to keep it safe, and we're going to put on a good show. And that forced me to lean into working the crowd even more. And how can I do more by doing less? Being able to defend the title and do it in that condition at that caliber, I think, because I don't think anyone was like, oh shit, what's wrong with Ashley today? Like, I was able to, I didn't go out. I apologize to everyone who said anything about it on Twitter. They were like, hey, like, you didn't come out and sign merch or sell merch or say hi to us. I had very little energy that I needed to reserve because I wanted to put on the best match that I could. So I will be back to IWC in Pittsburgh on October 8th. And my birthday is October 10th. So you better believe it's going to be a party.
Awesome.
Reese's Cups.
Reese's Cups.
They're really good for their brain.
As public service announcement, this was not encouraging anyone. This was... And it's like all those things, like injuries are so case by case basis that I think when it does come to head in concussions, people think like, no, the sweeping answer is you are sidelined, you're not working. It's like, no, wrestling can, like exactly what you said, it can be worked around. Like, and you know what you're capable of, what you're not capable of. And the most important thing is to keep everyone safe in the ring. And both of you guys did that. So clearly you knew what you guys were able to do and weren't able to do, and you executed exactly that. Part of being professionals and knowing your body and taking care of yourself.
Yes.
And not Googling it the second night. You know what, WebMD, if I can't pronounce it, I don't have it. I'm going on with my life.
If that ever happens again, I'm taking a few days off from work. I'm going on vacation for 3 days.
We've all been in that situation, especially when you're young, not young, but into your career. Like, and you're like, these are opportunities. Like,
did you call me old?
You're younger than I am.
Well, not young, but I'm sorry.
Early is the word I was looking for. When you're early in your career, you do want to take a bit more chances, or you do think that others may frown upon you, or you might build up the reputation of they're hurt or they're pretending they're hurt to flake. And sometimes it's just the cost of doing business in any sport and in any facet where you think your job may be even not on the line from anyone else other than the pressure you're putting on yourself. Like, I've seen the things my mom will do when it's like, moms, no one's holding you to this standard. She's like, well, I don't want you guys to think. It was like, no one's thinking this. So,
I mean, it also doesn't help that in your first wrestling appearance, not your first match, but your first wrestling appearance, you also got a concussion, right? When you hit your head on that pillar.
So that I actually... This is my second concussion. But that first one, I absolutely did not. It didn't
That was just an accident.
Yeah, that was an accident. That didn't put me out the way that this one did. The first one was actually with the guy who was trying to get me to come train for free. Joel Ruda, he was like, I got someone to train you. Just come, just show up. It was in like 2016. He wanted me to just be a valet. He was like, just come and experience a show. And I was like, all right, sure. So he was like, you're just going to walk me out, and then walk me back in like after the match. And I was like,
I'm so fascinated of how this ends in a concussion.
Right? I had no idea. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just get dressed up in whatever like fitness clothes looked like. His gimmick was all American flag, so I wore these like American flag colors and pants, and I like walked out. And when I got to the venue in Brooklyn, they were like, okay, cool. All right, so this is what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a spot where he does a suplex. I'm like, what's a suplex? And he's like, well, no, okay,
Lord.
it's gonna. Don't worry. You know what? I'm just gonna come over and tell you now. And then like it was just. They started putting me in my head. I was like, they're choreographing me in this freaking does he know I'm just walking? I'm not a wrestler. Like, no. But I had a wrestling spot. I had no idea what I was doing, but that's why after he saw me, just like instinctually, like he's like, all right, you're going to go in the ring. And I like rolled in the ring. The way I rolled in, he was like, that's the way you roll. And like he got me so excited. Like I had to like a spot where like as soon as I saw the ref turn his back, I gave him a low blow, and then like I turned, and then the ref was telling me to get out, and I was like, oh no, like distracting the ref while they did something else. And then my partner got in the ring. It was a tag team. It was like my partner or the guy that I was valeting for, he's on the smaller side. He's short, he's fit, and everyone else was like kind of overweight, or there was like specifically one guy that was overweight that was like hitting the ropes, that like was really taking the ropes further than when my partner hit the ropes. So I measured myself off of when my partner hit the ropes. And then he got like shit canned out of the ring, and I picked him up over my shoulders like a fireman's carry, and I was like, I got you, don't worry. And I like did a couple squats because I was starting my bodybuilding career, and I was like, boom, and I like put him back on the ring apron. And I was like, there you go, man, you get in there. And then so he's standing in front of me, and like an idiot, I'm standing behind him, and behind me is a pillar, and like a concrete pillar that was holding the old church up. And he like did something to taunt the other guy. So the other guy, the big guy, hits the ropes and hits into the ropes that my partner was standing on, and he got whacked back, and his ass hit my head, and my head hit the pillar, and I did one of these. And,
oh my God, Ashley. Just ping ponged right off the pillar.
Yeah.
Between a rock and an ass place.
Oh, man.
Concussion.
Rough.
So the videographer was like, I don't think she's selling that. The girl doesn't know what selling is. That bitch is hurt. I had such a migraine for like days after, and I was teaching at Orange Theory Fitness, and I was like, loud music, microphone, screaming. Oh my God, I would go home every day and be like, for like 3 or 4 days straight. So yeah, that was my first one. Before I knew how to wrestle.
I'm just like, why the fuck do people like this shit?
Yeah. After that match, he goes, so what do you say? Will you wrestle? Can you go to training? I was like,
no.
This shit hurts. No, I don't know why anyone does this. This sucks. I was so mad.
What if I told you get a hot dog with it?
Q 5 years later, she's a champion. Had to be a damn good hot dog.